rainy season had arrived. The soft hum of droplets tapped the thin roof like a lullaby. Inside a warm, fire-lit sitting room, Grandma Essie sat hunched in her sleek couch, the silver coils of her afro catching the glow like burnished wire. Her eyes squinted, trying to thread a loose needle. Her grandchildren, Kofi and Amma, sat by the fireplace flipping through an old photo album. Then they saw it, a faded photo of two young women, radiant and inseparable. "Grandma, who is this?" Kofi asked. Grandma Essie froze. Her fingers stopped moving. Her voice trembled as she said, "That was my best friend, Adwoa." "But we've never heard about her," Amma said. "She didn't live to tell her story," Essie replied. She looked into the lamp as though it could transport her back in time, and then she began. In her youth, Essie had beauty that turned heads. Long neck, eyes like honeyed coal, a laugh that danced on the wind. But Adwoa had a spark, something bold, daring, magnetic. They were inseparable. Same campus, same lectures, same ambitions. One afternoon after class, they walked home beneath the sun-drenched trees of the university road. A black SUV slowed beside them. Inside were two older men, Kojo and Mensah. Suited, smooth-talking, their voices carried weight and charm. "We've seen you girls around," Mensah had said. "Let us give you a ride." At first, Essie declined, but Adwoa smiled and climbed in. And that was the first stitch unraveled. Weeks passed. The men sent roses, perfumes, designer shoes, deposits into mobile wallets. The list goes on and on. Essie spent most of the money on textbooks. Adwoa expanded her jewelry collection. The rides became routine. Kojo always reached for Essie's hand. Mensah never missed Adwoa's birthday. Soon, they suggested a getaway. "Just a weekend," Kojo promised. "At our estate outside Accra. You girls deserve it." They told their parents it was a school trip. Their lies were woven neatly. Essie's stomach twisted as they packed, but Adwoa danced to Afrobeats while stuffing dresses into a weekend bag. They arrived to glass walls, marble floors, a pool that shimmered under fairy lights. That night, the villa was quiet. Everyone had gone to sleep, but Essie awoke with a full bladder. As she tiptoed through the hallway, she heard low, angry whispers. Kojo was in the living room, pacing in the dark. He was on the phone. "I told you I'll send money tomorrow. Why are you calling me like this?" he hissed. "The girls are here. I can't talk now. Stop embarrassing me." He didn't know Essie was behind the wall. Essie's heart pounded. "The girls," he said, "like objects." Later that morning, she told Adwoa everything, but Adwoa only laughed, sipping juice on the balcony. "You think I didn't know they were married?" she scoffed. "Let me enjoy you, Essie, let me enjoy. Not all of us want to die broke." When they returned, Essie walked to Adwoa's hostel. She pleaded, "We have time to fix this. We are too young to be someone's secret." But Adwoa had already tasted the fast life. She called Essie jealous, said Mensah promised her a car, said Essie had no vision. Essie cried that night, but she deleted Kojo's number and never looked back. That night, Essie stared at her ceiling till dawn, her chest tight with guilt and realization. But Kojo wasn't done with her yet. He came back like a ripple refusing to die out. Text messages layered with apologies, midnight calls, surprise job buys near her hostel, flowers, money, airtime, please whispered like prayers. But Essie stood firm, not because it was easy, but because she had seen the edge and she didn't want to fall. Weeks passed. Kojo faded from persistence into silence. Adwoa, on the other hand, spiraled. Grades dropped, classes missed. Then came Abner, young, bolder, with a kind of laugh that turned heads and the kind of eyes that spoke promises AC refused to make. And just like that, AC became a forgotten relic. Even Adwoa, her closest sister friend, began walking halls with Abner's perfume still clinging to her clothes. AC would pass them by, Adwoa and Abner giggling at phones, whispering in corners, sharing drinks AC no longer reached for. But what she didn't know, what none of them knew, was that a darker thread had begun to unravel, quietly behind the smiles. Mensah, who had once made Adwoa feel untouchable, had also made her vulnerable. When Adwoa told him she was pregnant, the warmth in his voice dried like the last drop in a calabash. He was angry at first. Then, calculating, he said, "You can't keep it. You know that, right?" Adwoa hesitated. For the first time, fear cracked through the armor of luxury and excitement. But Mensah wore her down, slowly, persuasively. "It's not just the right time. We are not ready. It will ruin everything." Eventually, Adwoa agreed to terminate the pregnancy. Quietly, shamefully, she went through with it. After that, everything changed. Mensah began skipping visits. He stopped picking her calls. His messages became cold, short, delayed, dismissive. One night, when Mensah and Adwoa were exiting a club, they ran into Efia. Efia attended the same university as Essie and Adwoa, but she was a year ahead of them. Mensah approached Efia and they exchanged contacts. It did not end there. Efia, another girl, another conquest for Mensah. Adwoa was no longer the dream girl. She was the aftermath. Disposable. That's when it hit her. Not the abortion, not the betrayal, but the terrifying realization that she had felt something. That somewhere between the hotels, iPhones, and the champagne smiles, she had fallen for him. And now she was empty, spent, and unwanted. She didn't cry in front of people. She drank. First a bottle, then two, then more. Something to fill the hole where certainty used to live. And when Issy reached out, again and again, Adwoa showed her away. Too much pride, too much shame, too late. Without school, Adwoa had nothing. She turned to alcohol. At first, it dulled the pain. Then it deepened it. One bottle became two, then four. She started borrowing money from people because she was unemployed and had lost her only source of income. She needed to fund the life she had gotten used to and her newfound addiction, alcohol. When she could no longer borrow because she failed to pay back, she started selling the gifts Mensah once gave her. All this while, she was living in the studio apartment Mensah rented for her. Her parents were also under the impression that their daughter was in school and was doing well. Soon, her glowing skin turned pale. Her once luxurious braids thinned. Essie tried to reach out again, but Adwoa shut the door. Too much shame, too much pride. One morning, Adwoa realized she was feeling dizzy and extremely weak, so she decided to take herself to the hospital. Just a few steps out of her apartment, she collapsed. Some bystanders saw her and immediately called an ambulance. A young man among them started administering CPR on Adwoa while they waited for the ambulance. The ambulance arrived within minutes and Adwoa was rushed to the hospital. The hospital administrators managed to reach Adwoa's parents and AC through her emergency contact list. Her parents rushed to the hospital upon hearing the news, but it was too late. Liver failure. Adwoa never woke up. Essie stood by Adwoa's grave weeks later, whispering the apology she never got to give. "My children," Grandma Essie said, "a stitch in time saves 9. I tried to pull the thread early, but sometimes the fabric is already torn." Essie closed the photo album. Her grandchildren sat frozen. Adwoa was a bright star, Essie said, but she waited too long to stitch the tear. Adwoa's pain didn't begin big. It began with a lie, a gift, a weekend, and because she failed to sew it shut, it ripped. Kofi and Amma, in an attempt to console their grandmother, gave her a hug. Have you ever ignored the warning sign and paid the price later? Share your story in the comment section, and don't forget, every proverb holds a piece of someone's past. Subscribe to Echo Tales for more hunting truths wrapped in timeless wisdom.